the Sonic movie. Why? It's about Sonic 2? Why?
Because it's Sonic.
The Sonic movie. It's here, it's pretty financially successful, and it's getting okay reviews. And I saw it. What was your favorite part about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
The end.
Fluffy part of Sonic, when the 1 second when he was fluffy. And it was very nice.
Of the two flossing scenes, which was your favorite?
What? Oh.
If you could tell director Jeff Fowler one thing, what would it be?
Eat my ass.
Did you get enough Sonic feet?
Oh, I have a headache.
My friends loved it. The Sonic movie is... how do I put this? It simultaneously evokes a 90s movie and is 100% dated in the year it was made, but in the way that a 90s movie would be. Does that make sense? Let's take the 90s Ninja Turtles movie as an example. Here are some of the pop culture references that date that movie. Barring some references that are way older.
Hey, didn't they use this place in the Grapes of Wrath?
Yeah. Not Cagney.
And some that turned out to be timeless.
Maybe I'll fight Apollo and maybe I won't, you know?
There are several references that didn't have the same staying power.
A Jose Canseco bat.
It's a Kodak moment.
Wayne Gretzky? Ugh. Where did they come up with this stuff?
Why don't I ever dream of Harrison Ford?
Most of the Sonic movie is made up of this third kind of pop culture reference. Keanu Reeves, The Rock, Amazon drones, live streaming, flossing. Sonic flosses twice. But you know what's amazing? I still like this Sonic. My big problem with modern Sonic has always been that he's presented as a teenager but performed as a tryhard stepdad. Ben Schwartz's Sonic isn't a stepdad. And for me personally, that's about the most important thing this movie could have gotten right. This version of Sonic is often convincingly portrayed as a kid, and much as I like Ben Schwartz, I think that mostly falls on the writing. Even though the writing is clunky, with ham-fisted emotional moments that miss the mark and overuse the score to try to make you feel something, it still aspires to and pursues the idea that Sonic is a kid, and his motivations are that of a kid. He's in hiding, he's playful but he's lonely, he doesn't have friends, so he watches kids playing baseball and then plays baseball with himself. He doesn't have parents, so he watches James Marsden and Tika Sumpter's characters as a kind of surrogate home. And when he's being chased down by Robotnik later, he says it's the only place he could think of to go. And the arc of this movie is such that by the end, he's made a friend, and he has a home, and he has parents. I was impressed by how the movie ended on Sonic being pretty much adopted, and for that not to feel like a weird move by that point in the movie. It felt natural because Sonic felt like a kid. I was already on board because of scenes like the baseball scene, or the moment where he's trying to do what James Marsden told him, but he's too tempted to misbehave and go have fun. He acted like a kid in a way that was surprisingly likable. And I think that makes some of the pop culture references more forgivable in that context. I guess I'm old enough that when Sonic pretends to livestream, that works for me because I think of live streaming as something kids are interested in. Or when Sonic flosses, it's less upsetting than it might be because I've seen kids floss. What's less forgivable is the product placement, which is incredibly barefaced and pretty egregious.
What's spicy meatball?
There's worse product placement out there.
Is there?
But not much.
Yeah.
And then there's the gross jokes. And I don't just mean fart jokes. There is a fart joke that is the grossest fart joke I've ever heard in a kid's movie. But there's also way more adult humor meant to fly over the heads of the kiddos than I would have expected, which was uncomfortable. Now, Jim Carrey. Oh, Jim Carrey. Vaccinate your kids, by the way. For a while now, it's been my rule that there are only two Jim Carrey performances I like. The Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I can't really stand most of his other stuff, but those two are good performances in great movies. But now, I have three. Because I started watching that show Kidding, and it turns out it's really, really good. Did you know Michel Gondry directed that? Every second Jim Carrey is on screen in Sonic is just absolutely nothing to me. I have nothing to say about it because it's nothing.
So you've just asserted that one of the better jokes of the movie was Jim Carrey saying rock connaissance when referring to a rock and reconnaissance. Yes. Would you care to elaborate and perhaps defend yourself? No. Just walk me through your mind, your like thought process.
All the other jokes were so fucking bad.
In this movie, there are two 90s console wars style jabs at Mario that are both pretty indirect, and I didn't get one of them until somebody pointed it out to me. First is Sonic saving a turtle from being hit by a car, as opposed to...
Sonic saves a turtle. He's not that other video game character.
So it was the one scene where they...
I didn't even get that. That's definitely what that was, isn't it?
And second is Sonic's reluctance to leave Earth to instead go to a mushroom planet full of nothing but mushrooms. Which is... I guess that has to be a Mario joke, but on a meta level, there's no real satire there. So, there's an owl. Sonic was raised by an owl, which apparently is taken loosely from the Sega of America Sonic Bible. So just like with my Sonic script, they took influence from the Sonic Bible. And just like my script, the official Sonic movie has a scene that heavily features Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. Theirs is less violent than mine.
When Mario appears from his warp pipe and goes, "It's time to fuck! Wahoo!" I thought you said you hadn't read my script.
But anyway, the owl and a tribe of echidnas are set up at the beginning of the movie and then never show up again. I thought at first that they were setting up something for the third act, but apparently it's purely sequel bait and an origin story. One thing I said from the very first trailer was that I would be completely fine with this movie ripping off the Quicksilver scenes from the X-Men movies because I like them so much. And sure enough they did, and sure enough, I did enjoy the one scene that was 100% that. So, is the Sonic movie good? Ahwebuhfumsto. I don't know, but I liked it. I like that it made me like the character of Sonic and gave him a completely different dynamic than he's had lately. I like that it's so dated that when I come back to this movie, it will elicit reactions of "that's so 2019", just like Sonic proper elicits "that's so 90s". I liked that a lot of it was basically hop, because I'm a broken human being who watched Alvin and the Chipmunks too much. I liked how it ended. A lot. And I want there to be a sequel. I want more Ben Schwartz Sonic. I want more Sonic but convincingly a kid and with a sweet dynamic with his new human parents. I want to see all the weird fantastical stuff they set up in this movie and never dwelled on. I want Jim Carrey to lose interest and say no to a sequel so someone more interesting can take over. I want to see this Robotnik create a Shadow the Hedgehog. And I want him to be voiced by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Basically, I think the Sonic movie was pretty much what I wanted it to be. Did it deserve to do better than Detective Pikachu? What? No! Have you seen Detective Pikachu? That movie rules! Justice Smith is great. Ryan Reynolds is a blessing. The animation's fantastic. If they actually make that Red and Blue movie that there were rumblings about, I think that has the potential to be the great video game movie. With a capital T. I don't even care about Pokemon. Like, this is what the fuss is all about? I don't get it!
I mean, like, there's a lot of things for just the body, but what about the penis specifically? Like that feeling your penis.
Are you guys hyped for Sonic?